Hey everybody, Steve again with another random life tip that I think is something that we can all maybe use as a reference, maybe even a reference point from this place in our lives. Particularly for me, I'm slowly approaching 40, getting up there. I know this beautiful face, could you believe it? 40. Me either. I mean, I look no older than 39. So I am in a great relationship, and I see a lot of Facebook posts. A lot of my friends, they post up a lot of their relationship drama, ex-wives and alimony and all the things that have happened, and whatnot, and the shenanigans that are going on in their lives. And I feel for them. I think it sucks. I think it sucks that two reasons it sucks. One, you don't have another avenue of expression. Like, you don't have somebody else you could tell that to, so you're not posting that shit on Facebook, because it's really nobody's business what's happening. But it's also kind of indicative of society, like, where we need to share that stuff. Because the flip side of it is that I think venting and talking about it gets it out there, and then you could find people like-minded that are your friends that can give you some sort of approval that says you did the right thing, that everything's going to be okay. You kind of need that. That's your town hall meeting. That's your version of sitting down with the family and bitching and moaning. That's just the way it is now. We have to accept it. The days of us complaining about it constantly, like, oh, I can't believe you post that. That's what people do now. I try not to. I don't like putting up drama, because I believe that it's not anybody's business. But there are certain things I do post up. A lot of political beliefs and whatnot. I'll post all that crap up. Why? Because I'm a maniac, and I'm a masochist, I guess. But most of my friends, I think, are pretty level-headed, and we can have an open dialogue about those things. And I love to hear people's opinions. I think we all have different experience in life, and growing up, and our family dynamics all play a part in that. And those, especially the family dynamics, really contour how people deal with relationships. For me, my family's fucking nuts. I'll be honest with you. I love them to death, but holy shit. In comparison to the way I see other families operate, yeah, I mean, I'm fucking glad I made it out alive. That's all I gotta say. But I learned a lot of good things, watching my grandparents go through the motions of life and raising a bunch of kids and then taking on grandkids. And then I also take lessons too from my friends and their parents and their families, and now how they're doing it. I get to see them raising their kids and doing a good job, and I see a funny dynamic of how people take care of each other, and how it transcended from one generation to another. And so the purpose of this video is maybe to help some people that kind of forgot that maybe your parents gave you a fantastic tool set, and I'm big on tools. I'm a tech, so I work on everything, and my tools are my lifeline. And I believe that the same metaphoric value for tools, in the sense of experiences that other people have that they can give to you in the form of just knowledge. And if you just have to be open minded to listen. Your parents, your grandparents. I spend most of my youth with my grandparents, so I got to see how old folks do it, and it's a little different. People that grew up in the 30s and 40s and 50s treat each other a little differently. It's not always the best. Don't get that wrong. Oh, the good old days were much better. Nah, they were still beating the shit out of each other and doing crazy things. So don't pretend like, oh, everything was perfect back then, because people like me wouldn't be allowed to make this video. So fuck out of here with that. But I could tell you that now that times have changed, we can still take the lessons that were learned, and the experiences that those people had, and we can use that today, and we can give each other a chance. And one of the things I always admired was the conversation at the end of the night. I always liked watching my grandparents kind of talk, and in Spanish they would sit there and just yap all night. After my grandfather got home from work, he would just yap, and not even him. My grandmother would just talk about the whole family, all the gossip and whatnot, and it was fantastic because she got the vent. He got to get an update on what the hell was going on, and so he wasn't lost when he saw those people at the end of the week. If he ran into a cousin or something, hey, I heard this. My grandmother was the internet in the house. She was human Google. She had every bit of information on everybody, no matter what was happening in your life. Who was graduating, who was dying, who got an STD, who fell down a flight of stairs, who got a new job, who lost their job, whatever it was, she had it. And now that we have the internet and we have social media, we've taken away the need for two people to sit down and conversate. And for me, at the end of the night, me and my girlfriend do something pretty interesting. We actually put down our phones, plug them in, and we sit there and we just talk. We look at each other. I mean, this is crazy. Four eyes make contact, boop boop, and they two mouths and they talk to each other. And I know you guys haven't done that in a while. A lot of people don't actually talk to you. They send each other text messages. I watched a couple send each other a text sitting at dinner and they were giggling. And I'm like, fucking say it to each other. Like, that's our problem. Everything is this damn device. Put this shit down and talk to your girl. Talk to your wife. Talk to your husband. If you can. I mean, if he's like a deaf mute, then maybe the texting is better. I get it. But really, we have transformed into these just autonomous, useless beings that just don't make actual human contact. I see it out at the bar, restaurant. The restaurants are much quieter now, which is weird. Like, people are not talking; they're all boop 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 boop, texting. Kids aren't screaming because now they're, and I guess that's a blessing for parents that you can hand a kid a phone or a tablet or iPad or whatever the hell, and they are doing this shit all day and they're not making noise. But the problem with that is that they're not having a human interaction. Everything is digitized. It's two-dimensional. It's nothing tangible. It's no real life experience. It's not you listen to these kids talk and it's like, holy shit, what's wrong with this kid? Is he smarter? Maybe. Are they a little more technologically advanced? Hell yeah. But do they have human contact with each other? No, they don't. I see it all the time, man. I forget where the hell we were at. We watched like six kids at a table, and they all had a phone or a tablet, and it was silence. There was fucking silence, and it was the craziest thing. Because when we were kids, we talked, we threw shit at each other, we were yapping. We didn't just eat and go back to, and they're playing Minecraft and whatever dumbass game that they play. I just, the point is that as couples, as humans, we have relinquished the responsibility of having to chat with each other as part of your relationship. You've eliminated that by supplementing it with a phone, with electronic communication, and that's half your problem. At some point the hormones are going to kick in and you're going to want a human contact. You're going to a real response, and when you're not prepared to give it, you start to have issues. And I see it so much. I see so many people who are just so, like, they're tech savvy. They got a house full of all these electronic gizmos and all that shit. And again, I'm a PC tech and a photographer, so I work on computers all day. And when I get home, I don't want to touch one. I'm the guy that fixes your shit, and I don't want to touch it. It's because I see what it's doing to people, and it's ruining relationships. And the purpose of this video is that I want you at the end of the night, like what I do with me and Danielle, my girlfriend, what we do is we lay down. We plug our phones in, throw that shit on the floor. Sometimes we'll check it. I mean, yeah, it's human. You want to make sure. And set my alarm and do all that stuff. Put it down, and we have a conversation. And that's the best part of the day. The thing that I look forward to at the end of the day, if she's off, is the conversation, because she's got funny ass stories. I've got funny stories. I have nobody to tell them to now. And my theory is this: put it down, set some time apart, put that shit down and talk to each other, look into each other's eyes, and oh really, no way, what did she say? Man, you should set her ass on fire. Whatever fun conversation, whatever way you guys talk, do it again. Sit down and chat. You wouldn't believe the shit you learn about your girlfriend or your wife if you let her talk. And my girlfriend tells me all the time, that's how she figures out what to get me. I tell her, man, I saw the baddest pair of socks today. They were awesome. And then magically that shit appears in a sock hanging off the mantle that, at the end of the year. And it's fantastic. I love it, because she listens. But if we didn't have that human conversation, I don't know what the hell she would know about me, and I'm a sarcastic asshole like a lot of you people, and sarcasm doesn't come across on the phone. It doesn't. You need a voice, you need a face, you need animations, you need the three-dimensional self in front of that other person in order to make this relationship work. And when you wonder why, your significant others distance themselves and whatnot, it's because they probably found it in somebody else who isn't doing this shit all day. Somebody is interested in them. That's it. Just make that conversation. I think that communication can solve most relationship problems, or at least identify the problem. And if it's something you can't solve, then at least you've made the next step in the progression of that relationship, so that you can move on. You can get out of it. But sitting there and just blanketing all your problems with this is not the case. It's not the solution. It really is not. And that's our problem as a society and relationships. Kids, and I'm not going to tell you how to raise your kids. I just know I'm not going to do that with mine. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm too engaging. I'm too assholish. I'm way too engaging. I don't get sick of talking, so I don't get sick of listening. I'd rather argue and fight with my kids all day about shit that we talk about in person, that they conversate with me on, than getting a text from them. Hey, Dad, I caught a flat. I told you how to fix that. Like instead, call me up. Hey, you wouldn't believe what happened, man. I hit a squirrel. He had spiky claws. Car flipped over. I set your truck on fire. And I'm really sorry, Dad. That's the shit I want to hear over the phone. I don't want that in the text. And I want the humans, the next generation of me, to carry that over, man. I don't want to be disconnected from them. I think that we are way too animated of an organism, of a species, to just let the computer make that decision for us. And capitalizing something in the text doesn't fix that. It doesn't help your relationship, because it just always sounds like you're screaming. The difference between "oh my god" and "oh my god" are the same in text. You get no enthusiasm out of it. So talk to each other. Just sit down and talk. I know some of you guys don't like to do that shit. Listen to what she has to say. You won't believe the things you'll learn from your wife or girlfriend if you just listen. Just shut up. Ask her one question and wait. It's like lighting a fuse, fucking throwing the grenade or whatever, the stick of dynamite, and just and wait. Ask her a poignant question. Watch her mind melt when she actually realizes you're interested in anything that goes on in her life. It would change the dynamic of your relationship greatly. And that's all I'm saying, is that if you don't do that, you're the one to blame, nobody else. It's all you. It's you can't get mad. Oh man, I can't believe she's fucking the pool boy. That's because he's cleaning the pool and talking to her. Stop being that person that is so blown away after something happens. You had all the warning signs in the world. You're don't be the part of the problem. Be a part of the solution in your relationship, and it's really easy. It's not like reinventing the wheel. You're not doing anything. You're not doing anything that can't be done. This isn't asking a lot of you. This isn't telling you that you need to build some fantastical, climactic, life changing conversation. You don't have to. It's not like the movies. It's just sitting down, and every time somebody says, "Damn, I got to talk to you about something." All right, cool. My girlfriend, I have a solid policy with her, because she's terrible at this. Absolutely terrible. And I make fun of her all the time. How she announces that she has something to talk about is linear. It's the same. She does it exactly the same for no matter what the situation is. And that is fucking crazy. Because what happens is a serious thing, like a scary thing, like, "Hey, Steve, we have to talk." And I'm like, "What, babe?" And she's like, "I've got a lump on my breast," right? And no, that's not the case. But if that was what she said, it would be the same as her saying, "Babe, we have to talk." And me going, "Oh, what, babe?" So I was thinking this weekend we should go to, San Luis Obispo. Those are two fucking different things. They're two different dynamics. But she announces them exactly the same, so it scares me every time. Every time I think it's some fucking negative thing, and it's not. She just doesn't know how to do it. She doesn't. She doesn't. That's every girl. It's a girl problem. It's a fucking code broken in their head. If I could figure out a way to fix that, I would. We have to talk. What's wrong? I love you. God damn it. That's not the way you announced that. You got me all scared. Now I'm all ramped up, ready to whip somebody's ass. And now we have to go to slow, and I got to buy a flowery shirt. Come on, man. But that's one of those things you find out in a relationship. You find out that your girl, because of talking, you find out that she is terrible at telling you important things in your lives, like the announcing, and it's funny. And I realize it's all girls. They just have a terrible way. Like it's just a, hey, like when I do it, like, hey babe, I got something to tell you. Like my voice inflection changes. Like I'm like, hey, and I got to smile when I walk in on it. I'm never gonna be like, hey babe, guess what? And she's like, what? And I'm like, the car's on fire. No, don't do that. I'm like, hey, shit, we got something to talk about. Serious situations deserve a serious face and a serious tone of voice. Cute, sweet things deserve a cute, sweet voice, a sweet announcement, and a smile. That's how you do that. That's how we work as humans. When you don't do that, you throw me for a fucking loop, man. And I'm lost. And that's been every girl I've ever dated. Every girl, we have to talk. Oh, shit, what happened? Here we go. And then I'm all psychologically damaged because I didn't know. I was basing my reaction off of the initial announcement that there's a question or there's a situation we need to talk about. Pipe leak or vacation. Those are two things. One's a problem and one's a great fucking thing. They don't deserve the same announcement. And that's to all you girls. If you do that shit to your man, stop it. Fucking stop it. When you need to tell him something, if it's cute and sweet, like, guess what? Do it nice. Don't go, hey, we have to talk. Like, what? So I'm thinking this weekend, shit, man, you have to figure out a sweet way to say that. It just scares us. I live in a constant state of fear. Like, I just, like, oh, what's happening? I never know. I don't know if somebody died or if we hit the lotto. And I wish that all women would fix that. I think it's an inherent thing. I don't know. But I would never have known this if I didn't ask her to talk to me all the time. Because it's still fun. I still laugh my ass off. Because I tell her about this, like, damn, girl, you scared the shit out of me. She does it every time. I think now it's just purposeful. I think now she's just fucking with me. But it's cute. We learn about these things. We laugh. We love. Those are those things. We actually have conversations all the fucking time. And I know people that don't, and they live in misery. They cohabitate a home. And these two people walk around and they hold hands. Look at us. But behind closed doors, they fucking hate each other. Because they don't talk. You gotta talk. Gay, straight, whatever the fuck you are, just talk. The best relationships are built on communication. That's it. And if you're not talking and yapping and laughing and enjoying each other's company, then why are you together? Because if it's just the sex, that shit fades. Okay? That just fades. Oh, she's so good in bed. She's got such a nice rack. That's cool, but that shit fades, man. You're not marrying those things. All the physical attributes of someone, that stuff changes. I can't tell you how important that idea set is, that you need to be emotionally vested into that person's heart and their mind. Like, well, how do they think and how do they feel? That's the important shit. Everything else is garbage. Nothing else matters. It's all arbitrary. If you're basing your love and your adoration for somebody off of how hot they are, you might as well just set a goddamn clock on a sand time, flip it over, and just wait for your relationship to crash and burn, because that's not what relationships are based on. They are truly not. They are based on that communication, that love, that respect, the fun things that happen between two people. And when you don't do that, it's your fuck up. It's not anybody else's. The only reason why I think every girl I've ever talked to, the girls that cheated on me, it was because they met a guy who chatted them up and listened to their bullshit all day. I used to never do that. Now I do. Now in my elder years, I do. Like, yeah, I listen, not just because of the fact that happened almost solely based on my inability to kind of communicate with women, but on that level, like listening to girls, a lot of that rhetoric and shit I wasn't into as a kid. Most young guys are not. They're not listening. They're like, yeah, whatever, girl, what's up? You gotta get over that, man. You gotta grow up, and we do. We take forever to grow up, and once we do, we're better. We're awesome. We're observant, kind of, but we listen. And if you listen, if you're a good husband or a good boyfriend, you listen. That's it. Just shut the fuck up and listen. You'll learn so much if you just sit there like, really? I did not know that. That's all you got to do. Play the Cartman. Take a moment to see what she has to say. It's amazing the shit that you learn listening to your girl and her friends. Oh man, if you get a moment to hang out with her and her friends and just sit back and chuckle and drink your martini or whatever fruity ass drink that they throw your way, you'll learn so much about her through her friends. So that's it for this edition of relationship tips from Steve. Like, comment, subscribe. Post any comments down below if you have any other questions. If you think this was funny, if you want to see more of these, let me know. If you think this sucked balls and you don't want me to do this again, let me know. If I hurt your feelings, I don't give a shit. So post a comment below and I'll send you a bag of dicks or something because I don't care about that.